What is up, guys, and welcome to the ninth part of how to code a Minecraft kit server. What I want to do today is I want to make signs clickable. So I want to be able to have some signs that spawn that will showcase the kits, and when you right click those, you choose your kit that you click the sign on. Now, first of all, I'm going to do one thing. We're gonna have to do some stuff before like the server actually starts. Like set the respawn location. Whenever you die, you need to actually go to spawn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to initialize. Actually, util. It doesn't exist yet, but I'm going to make it in a little bit. Just do that. Util.initialize. I'll show you what it does in a second. Need to import that. We'll go to util, and above everything, we're just going to do public static void. Initialize, and then what this basically does is I put it in the on enable, so whenever the server starts, it's going to run this line, and that's what we're going to put in here. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to set the spawn location of the world, because right now whenever someone dies, they just spawn at a random point that we haven't specified yet. So what we're going to do first, to make it a little bit easier, we're going to make a public static world. We'll just call it world, and then bucket.get world, and then we'll just do world. We did that below there. Control Shift O, import it, org.bucket.world. Now we can change this line into just world. It all looks a little bit more clean, of course. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do world.set spawn location. And then what we'll do right now is just util.spawn. We'll remove everything else. And there we go. We might need to specify the actual world. Oh, we need to, okay, so we can't actually use that. We need to use only the integer. So we'll do 0, 65, 0. It's the same as what's up here, pretty much, except we haven't actually specified the world because we already did that here. So we don't actually have to use a location. Now what I want to do right now is, because for the signs, if we have to use every kit separately, it will be a lot easier if all the kits were just in one kind of a list. So I'm going to add a list, public static list, yeah, and then we'll call it kits, and then a new array list, and we'll do string array list string. I believe you do it like that. And then we need to probably import that and then specify that there's a string in this list too. There we go. So basically what this is, we created a list where we can store everything in. It will have strings because we're going to use kit names. And then we'll do the new array list for strings. It might not seem like a good thing to do, but eventually you'll see what we're going to do with it. So I'm going to do kits.add. And I just want the normal PvP kit, so that's the normal PvP kit. And just for showcase purposes, we'll also do like an Archer kit. Now eventually we're probably going to add a few more kits to that. But for right now, we'll just do the PvP. Actually, we'll do the Pro kit too, you know? The kit that doesn't have any enchant on the swords. If you feel that pro, you can use that. So these are usually the free kits servers give to you. So we've added 3 kits. So basically this line runs whenever the server starts again. We set the world spawn location, so whenever someone dies, they actually spawn at the kit spawn. And we added a few kits. Now what I want to do is I want to, instead of having all this, you know, I want to have some kind of thing that we can run whenever we want to actually do the kit. Which is going to be a little bit hard, but hey, you know. So we're going to actually cut all this out, and we're just going back into util, and then we're going to do public static void. I don't think we have to, well, we'll do it static, but I'm not sure if you have to do that. We'll do kit player, we'll do player, there we go. That's, no, that, yep, that's that. Then we'll put that in. Now we'll just copy and paste the clear inventory to the util too, because utilities, it's always good to have like clear inventory in your utilities. So we have that. This should work actually. Oh, we have to make it static. All right, there we go. So that's that. Now we've got this. Of course, this isn't the way it should be. But what we're going to do is we're going to have here string kit, and then we'll do if. Now again, this is not the best way to actually do it, but you know, this is how I do it. And I'm going to you know, show you the way how I code. So if this is the way how I code, that's the way I'm going to do it. So what this is we're going to specify kit player. We're also going to kit equals, we don't have to do ignore case because there will always be lowercase, Archer, and then if kit dot equals pro. I'm gonna run those lines. So that is that. And actually I'm going to, instead of doing this, I want to actually add an enchant to the sword. So we're going to add sharpness 1 to this diamond sword. So what we'll do is, let's see, new item stack. Sword is new item stack. Material, basically what's down there, diamond sword 1. I think that is it. Did I forget something? There we go. And then we'll do sword dot add enchantment enchantment dot damage all, which is sharpness, and then we'll just do 1. There we go. And then we'll so we actually added the enchantment to this item stack, and then instead of this we'll just do sword, and there we go. Now we've got an enchanted sword in there. Now we're just going to copy and paste this. There we go. We could actually add a loop for the mushroom soup. We might do that later on. But right now I just want to have it easy like that. So we're going to, for the pro kit, we want to have a non-enchanted diamond sword. So we have a little bit difference in between those. So that is that. Now the sword is not enchanted. And for the archer, now of course, eventually we're going to have, you know, make the kits a little bit more special, not just plain items. Actually, we could just put this up here because that will always run, so we don't have to keep putting it in there. And we could actually do the same for the soup, because as of right now we can just put that in at the bottom because we want this to always run, and then that will be a little bit better for the eye, you know. So we clear the inventory whenever this runs. If the kit equals PvP, it does that. If a kit equals pro, with kit I mean the string that we will specify when we're going to run this. And this is when the kit equals archer, it's going to run that. Now instead of a diamond sword, we'll just put in, I'm not sure if this is going to be like the end kit, but as of right now we'll do that. And then we'll also get inventory, we'll add the item, and we'll add a bow to this. Material.bow and 1. And that will add a bow, and we actually need some arrows too. Now that is just stuff we have to do. We'll do player dot get inventory dot set item. This is basically the place where you want to set the item. Now we've got 0 to 8 on the hotbar, so we'll just do 9. Again, we might change that later on. That is 9, and I will do a new item stack, material arrow. And then we'll do 64 of those. We might eventually add like infinity to it, but we'll see. So that is that. Those are the different kits for that. And now what we're going to do is we're going in kit command, and when like we could do this like when the argument equals that, etc. But what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to wait. Actually, no, we're going to do if, but then we're going to change the loop if util.kits.contains, and then we'll do argument 0, I believe, yeah, it's 0 to lowercase. So what this does is we've got the argument 0, which is the first argument you give. So for instance, if you do /kits PvP, the first argument will be PvP. If you do /kits archer, the first means 0 because it starts with 0. the first argument will be Archer. Now, if one of those arguments contains in the kit, we want that, and otherwise we'll do false. We'll send the player a message saying, we might change that later on, saying the kit, and that will be the kit argument 0, because that's the argument he specified, which should be the kit, does not exist. That's also good for like debugging eventually. And then we're going to do that, and then we'll do, so if it contains, we'll do util dot kit player, player, and then the kit name will be the first argument. So that's that. And then you have chosen the, we'll put in that there we go. And then the 0 argument, which is the name of the kit if it contains that. So we have that. We actually kitted the player. To that, I kind of want to test this right now. We haven't actually gotten to the signs yet, but it's not a hard part to do, so we'll still put that in this video. So there are some warning. Oh, we have to, Control-Shift-O to change the imports, but that doesn't matter. So we'll go down. We'll go to local server. We'll run it. There we go. And then we're going into Minecraft. Usual stuff, we did the local server. We set it up in like the 3rd or 4th episode, I believe. So if you don't know how to do that, you just look that up. We'll go into that. We'll type in localhost, which is where your server is. This is our spawn. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do kit. Now an internal error occurred because we haven't actually, oh yeah, that's kind of a good thing to add. We only want to run this if the argument length, if the actual thing has an argument. So we'll do arg.if arg.length is at least 1 or higher. Then we want to actually run this, because if we don't actually specify an argument, it will try to see if that argument, which is nothing, is in the list. But he can't actually check if nothing is in a list, because nothing doesn't exist. So we'll do that. That's good. And now we can do like kit apple. Now kit apple won't exist, so it should tell us the kit apple doesn't exist. But if we do kit PvP, boom, it says you have chosen the PvP kit. It's the usual stuff, the iron helmet, the sharpness 1 diamond sword, which we specified. We'll actually go into, we're not op, we need to op ourselves. Op Cerulean. There we go. Game mode 0. Game mode 0. Alright, so that's the normal PvP. Then we'll do the Archer kit, kit Archer. That is, again, it does work. There we go. Fuck you. Yeah, so that's the bow, the 64 arrows. We've got the iron sword with that. And then if we do, actually, there's something wrong with this. You cannot attack from within spawn. Because it's an entity to the player. I'm going to look into that for next time. Right now we'll just set it to 0. And then as last we have the kit pro, which is the unenchanted diamond sword with the iron armor and everything, which seems to be working. So that's that. Now we'll go to the signs, and I'm going to show you why it's easy that we did that. First of all, we only have to do this once now. The loop whenever it checks if the player has the kit. And now we're going to, I'm just going to make a new event, I think, or we could actually put it in an inventory listener. Yeah, we'll just do it in here. It doesn't really matter. So what we want to do is, this will always run, but we actually want to have it another time. Actually, let's see. We'll just remove this one. We're going to make it a little bit easier. There we go. So you go into there. We'll do tab to change that one up. Do that. There we go. Because we basically want to run the line commands whenever we right click the sign. So do if event dot get block or something like that. What is it? Get click block dot get type is material dot sign. Sign and sign post, I believe it's the same. Now I'm not sure, so we have to test that eventually. Oh, no, this is good. So if that is, then we have to return it, because we don't actually want to run the soup thing if you right click assign. So that is that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to check for the first line on the sign. So what we'll do is there we go, we'll do block sign, which, because we right click the sign, is event.get click block. And then we'll do we'll import that. There we go. Actually change cost. Cannot refer it for, oh, we imported the wrong block. There we go. We just need the org.bucket block, not the actual Minecraft server block. There we go. That is good. Now we need to actually make the sign. So do sign s, where a sign is an actual thing in the bucket code, and then we'll do sign and then sign dot get state. There we go. That is that. And then we'll import sign, which is that, the bucket block, and then we'll do if s dot get line 0 is what we want. There we go, equals ignore case. Now this is basically what we're going to have to put at the first line of the actual sign. So for instance, I want it to be kit, like in between those brackets. There we go. If that equals that, we want to actually run it. Now we're going to specify the kit on the second line. So we'll do, let's see, if util.kit.contains s.getLine 1. But then we actually have to run the kit, because so I'll just like recap it. The s.getLine 0 is the first line. So we have to run these lines, we have to put kit on the first line of the sign, and then we'll check the second line of that sign. And if that is a kit name that actually exists, it's just going to run the same thing again. So we'll do if util.kit.contains that, and then we need to run that. So we'll do util.kit player. There we go, the player we specified up there, and then we'll do s.getLine 1, because that is the line that the kit name is on. Oh, we shouldn't put that in those, we should put that. So there we go, we just kitted the player, and then we'll send the player a message, player.send message. We'll do it in gray, I guess. We might need to change that later to a more colorful color. You have chosen the, put in there, plus s.getLine 1, because it's the first line. And then we'll do that, kit. There we go. So that's that. We're going to test it right now. See if it's working. It might not be working at all, but hey, it might be. So the export jar file kits. There we go. Actually, we'll also put in something for debug. If the second line doesn't contain a kit that exists, we'll just send the player a message, player.send message. We'll do it in check color.gray again. Dkit, and then we'll do the second line. s.getLine 1. Dkit doesn't exist. There we go. So as that, we'll return it. Let's export it. Let's test all of this. Jar file kits finish. We'll reload it in the server. Reload. Now what we need to do is let's actually go into game mode. We need to find some signs. We'll do some glass, and then we'll actually, I don't know where the signs are. Decoration, probably. There we go. It's a sign. So we'll go in there. Again, this is a little bit choppy because it is recorded with a screen recorder. So we'll do kit in the bracket First of all, we'll do the PvP kit. We're gonna test it in a little bit. So kit, and then we'll do Archer kit, and then we'll do the kit Pro. And I also want to add something that doesn't exist. So for instance, the kit Apple again. Now the kit Apple doesn't exist, so that's good. There we go. So we're gonna right click this. We'll go out of game mode, and then it should give us the PvP kit, which it doesn't. It gives any error messages? No. Now this might be it, that we need to actually add the same thing. Sign post. I'm not sure if that is it, but we're going to see if that is it. Jar file export, and otherwise I need to look into it a little bit more. We'll do a reload. There we go. So I'm going to right click this, and it doesn't actually do anything. All right, so it's not actual sign post, it's wall sign, which is a little bit weird. Let's try that. That might be it. It's a silly thing. You've got all kinds of different signs. So just let's reload. We'll right click this. Poof. There we go. It's working. So it says you have chosen the PvP kit, which is true. If you right click this, you have chosen the Pro kit. There we go. And if we right click this, you have chosen the Archer kit. Now it didn't actually give us the bow for some strange reason. That's kind of weird. Add item, item stack. Did it give an error message? Oh, I see. It's basically because we were eating. So what we're going to do is we're going to cancel the event. There we go. If it equals that, we'll just cancel the event right here. Event that said canceled. Because basically you were, whenever you right click the mushroom soup on the sign, you were actually right clicking it, you know. You were trying to eat the soup, but you didn't want that. So let's do it again. See if it's working now. We'll go into there and then we'll right click the Archer. There we go. So it's working there. This is something you have to add. Now the last thing we're going to have to try is whenever we right click this, it should say the kit Apple doesn't exist. There we go. The kit Apple doesn't exist. So that's the basic things. How you do clickable signs. You can change your message to have a colorful ending. But right now you can just click whatever. You can click through it. You get the different kit items. We didn't actually like modify the kit, so Archer has full iron, which it shouldn't. It should have probably like some kind of leather or chainmail. So we haven't actually done the kits, but this is just for an example. And we actually did it quite a lot. We made the signs. We changed it to having a list. So now whenever we want to add another kit, we'll just do kits.add the name of the kit, and then we'll put another line in here saying what the kit should need. And that's pretty much everything you need to do to add a new kit, and that will work on the signs, that will work on the commands. You don't have to add anything else to that. And we changed the spawn locations, so wherever we die, we actually spawn in the normal spawn. Alright, try to get that all in. It was quite a lot of information. If you have any questions, post it in the comment section. If you enjoyed my voice, no, if you enjoyed the information and everything, leave a like. It helps me out a lot. And I'll see y'all in a later episode.